You're originally from Fresno, California, right?
I am proud. What would we be? Fresnonians, Fresnans? Yes, I'm from the Central Valley of California.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. How do you go from Fresno to Finland?
Well, my parents were from the Bay Area, but they settled in Fresno, California, which is in Central California. So it's an agricultural area. It's also a very interesting place because you meet people from all over the world there because agriculture is one thing we all have in common. It is the territory of the Yokuts people. And well, I bounced around quite a bit. When I turned 18, I left Fresno and I moved around. I was curious. I wanted to see the world. So I lived in Oregon. I went to Howard University for a while in Washington, D.C. Actually, Kamala Harris was a year behind me. I went to Wales and went to college in Cardiff during the miners' strike of the 1980s and ended up coming back to the States. But I was working in the restaurant business. I was a bartender for a while, and I just wanted to do something different. So I sent this is the day when you still wrote letters with stamps, and I sent like 15 applications out just to get an English teaching job somewhere, and Finland was the first place that answered. So I went there, and I'm not Finnish. I'm Irish American, but I've been here on and off since 1985.
And so did you get your social work degree while you were in Finland?
Yes. So my degrees were in English literature originally. I love literature. I think it's some of the best ways to learn about social work is to read novels. And I came to Finland working, and then I ended up joining a master's course here because I was here on a 1-year contract to teach English in a small school, and met some people from the African National Congress when I was there and realized that they were going on to do a master's degree in international politics and development studies. So I went home and saved money, and then I returned and joined that course with them. So I have a PhD in social work, but I'm not a clinical social worker. I don't have an MSW.
Well, and I teach in the spring, I teach human behavior in the social environment, part 2, person and environment. And we've adopted your book. I always forget the name of it for some reason. I always want to call it
name.
Decolonizing the Mind, but decolonized pathways toward integrative healing and social work. And that's with one of my favorite scholars, Dr. Michael Yellowbird.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, I was at a little seminar in Vermont, and I opened a door at the seminar, and I actually tripped over him. He was sitting on the porch, and I apologized and said, I'm heading to go have breakfast before the seminar starts. So if you'd like, I have a rented car and we could, you're welcome to join me. And we ended up missing the seminar because we sat over breakfast and talked for about 4 or 5 hours. And we just kept up the conversation. We kept in touch. And there was so much to learn from Michael. He came to Fresno several times, and, we started doing what we called retreats. So we'd get community members and students and interested people, and we'd have a theme, and then we'd spend 2 or 3 days together talking. We did theater, we did drumming, we did lots of different things, but they were really moments when you had people together to really kind of feel that collectivity, and then also really discuss from the heart, because we're often so trapped in these matrix of time, and there's no time, that they were really wonderful events. And the book came out of those retreats. I think we did 5 of them altogether.